Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corinne and on this channel we talk about all things sex, thriving in your singleness, and self-love. And today we are going to be talking about finding joy and how to find joy. So many people are like, oh, find joy, find peace, find love, find self-care. How? Like bigger than a post, you know what I mean? And bigger than like, oh, you should just find your joy, you should just find your peace. These should be things that we have steps to do. It's like steps to make bread. It's steps to, I don't know, buy a house. There should be steps for the intangibles. Like, and shout out to the Bible has a lot of great steps for that. And I'm just trying to put it, you feel me, remix it in 2020 terms. So how to find your joy, it really is easy once you figure it out and you kind of get some steps and some groundwork of how to find your joy. I am not the authority on this. This is just some of the ways I have found it, okay? And hopefully this helps you. So, how to find joy? You have to acknowledge that uncomfortable situations will arise. My ancestors were brought to the country where I'm currently living in enslaved. My grandmother picked cotton. My mother was raised in a single family home. I have experienced disappointments and valleys in my life. Inflation is up. Gas is $15. War is happening. Like, all these things are true, and I choose joy. And I choose joy. Like, that is what I choose. And so you have to realize that uncomfortable situations will happen. Fights, bankruptcy, divorce, breakup, death. All these things will happen, and they need to be grieved and they need to be taken care of. And I would highly suggest that you go see a therapist. So all these things need to be taken care of. And we can choose joy. We can choose to choose joy. So the first thing you have to do is acknowledge that things are going to happen. Know that in this life, there's no one on this planet who has not struggled or had a hardship or had hard times. Okay, so you know that you're not alone, but also know that it's a part of life. Now, don't normalize consistent struggling and stress, but know that hard times are going to happen. Valleys are going to happen. Okay. The second thing, I say it all the time, you have to put your foundation in God. You have to put your foundation in God, because if your foundation is in this world, God bless you. Because it's tipsy turning. Okay? It's tipsy turning. And God bless you if your foundation is in this world. But I put mine in God. And the third thing is choose joy no matter what. No matter what. Say, okay, that happened. All right, I'm choosing joy. How? I'm just choosing joy. I choose to choose joy. I choose to choose joy. And sometimes that doesn't come with a smile. Sometimes choosing joy is a very hard decision and it makes you cry. But choose joy regardless. Like, I'm going to choose joy. Let that be a step for you. Choose joy. I'm going to choose. Yep, that's happening. They sure are at war. Yep, gas prices are $15. I'm still choosing joy because it's a choice. It is a choice. Don't put your joy in gas prices. Don't put your joy in who wins the election. Don't put your joy in, if they stay or not. Because those things are fickle and they could change at any moment. We all went to sleep and gas was $15. Like, we didn't get a huge warning on that. So it doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to be like a struggle. You can just choose joy. You really can just choose joy. So another reason why I find joy to be so available to me is I run through the grave scenario. So I've been through this scenario in another one of my videos, but I'm going to do it again. So my grave scenario is this. Let's say I'm on my deathbed and the doctor says, okay, Corinne, we've done all we could do. You have 1 week to live. Right? And it's chaos happening around me. Let's just say I live in 2022. And I have to think to myself, how do I want to spend the last week of my life? Do I want to spend it complaining? Do I want to spend it reading news articles about everything that's going on wrong? Do I want to spend it telling negative stories? Or do I want to spend it with people I love? Do I want to find happiness? Do I want to embrace the little things? Do I want to stop and smell the roses? Do I want to feel peace? Do I want to go dance in the rain? Do I want to go to a 2 a.m. movie with my kids? Do I want to dance salsa in the street? Like, what would you choose? And that for me is how I choose to live my life, is if I had a week to live. Now this may sound morbid, but guess what? We are not promised tomorrow. It is very arrogant to say, well, when I wait, well, in a year from now, I'll do da 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 da. You have no idea what's gonna happen. You have absolutely no. If 2020 has taught us nothing, in an instant things could change, right? A lot of people had travel plans and they just knew they was going to such and such and so and so. They did not know the world was going to be shut down. They did not know that travel was going to halt like that. So I use my grave scenario and I say, okay, would I focus my energy on this thing if I had a week to live? It sobers you up so quickly. To use the grave scenario is to realize that joy is available and I get to choose joy. And for me, I'm going to choose joy. And it may look crazy to you and, all right. And I'm going to still choose joy. Right? And people could be like, oh, you have 1 week to live. You should be sad. Even the opinions of other people, oh, you should be sad. You should be somewhere crying. And it's like, first of all, stop talking to me. I have one week to live. I don't have time to waste on you. And two, it's like, I get to do this how I get to do this. Like, if I'm going to go out, and we're all going to go out. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on my terms. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out in the most juiciest, yummiest, happiest, joyfulest, blissfulest way I possibly can. The end. So the death scenario or the grave scenario is really, really helpful for me because it just helps me put things into perspective. Like, what is a problem and what is not? Ooh, I'm gonna have to do a video on that. But yes, helps me put things into perspective. What is a problem and what is not? And is joy available to me? I'm choosing joy every time. So hopefully this helps you all. You have to remember that trouble is going to come. You got to put your foundation in God. You have to choose joy no matter what. And I would highly encourage that you try the grave scenario. What this is going to do is allow you to realize that joy is accessible and your life really is your choice. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in the comments tell me what are some things that you find joy in and how are some ways that you are going to continue joy throughout your week. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll talk to you later. Bye.